Well, hello everyone. It's 11:30 p.m. on Thursday night, November 10th. We're squeezing into video late night Thursday night, and we're going to talk a lot about Thursday sports. And not only are we going to talk about Thursday sports, but we're going to intersplice it. Oh yes, pun intended. We're going to intersplice it with what I spent some time working on today. I said I had other work to do, a completely unrelated topic, and luckily I was able to get some work done today. And today we started learning about the human cell. I have learned about human cells and cells in general in the past, but there's a lot to learn. We're going to break down all the different parts of the human cell. And I'm building this entire flow chart and tree of information that goes all the way from the elements and the atoms that comprise the bases of DNA and RNA and stuff, and the actual chemical makeup to figure out what these things do, mass and energy, and related everything together to the amino acids they form, to the polypeptides or chains of stuff, and how they get then distributed out into the cell after they're copied in the nucleus, and do all these other things in the mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, peroxisome. There's a really good video that breaks down some major things these areas do. And I'm going to be learning more and more and more about that as we code all this. So this is actually what I was working on today, and I feel good about whatever happened with the picks. But let's talk about the picks because this is going to be fun tonight. So first of all, let's start with NFL. Big bonus to anybody who had not seen the NFL predictions. I don't mind giving them out because they've been crap most of the time anyway. I've been doing my best I can with NFL, but it's been sucking this year. I'm not going to lie, even though we caught the Jets last week. Well, we lose another game with Atlanta. At least it was a bad team by bad team rule. I still bet Atlanta just because I was like, all right, there's a game tonight. I'll put some money on it. And I go down a loser. The only thing where the algorithm kind of got us off guard a little bit is look at their win score percentage. It was actually positive. So according to this crazy thing that I do in the NFL algorithm to figure out win score percentage, that actually got it right that it would be Carolina. So NFL is a bummer. I'm not even going to talk about this weekend because this video can't be that long. Next, let's talk about NHL. Big day. We're going to gloss over it real fast, but 1, 2, 3 picks all win. Boston wins and covers. Vegas scores a lot of goals and beats Buffalo. And New Jersey fights and has a second string goalie or third string goalie come in and play unbelievable in overtime to give them the win. That team is hot and Ottawa is not. And it's just one of the reasons why they were the number one pick of the day. They found a way to win as this game was back and forth. So 1, 2, 3 win. Of course, I gave you advice and said play different games. I'm like, oh, play Detroit. They got destroyed by like 6 goals. I don't know. This game was like a slot machine in the third period. Every time you look up on the board of scores, the Rangers had put up another goal every like 20 seconds. It's like, what is happening here? So Detroit, of course, loses. Philadelphia, of course, loses because I said play it. I played Edmonton just because they get crushed. The Arizona beats the Islanders. I at least told you to stay away from that because it was a terrible line. That's funny. San Jose does not win, but they kept trying to come back in that game. Colorado is winning and probably is going to win. And right now, Chicago is upsetting. I think I told you to play something else that lost, right? And I said play San Jose, loser, loser, loser. Yet the top 3 win. So I always say, never listen to me, always listen to the algorithm. And that always is true. So that's hockey. Now let's talk NBA. Well, NBA, we caught the Charlotte on the spread line here was about it. Dallas and New Orleans lose, don't know why. They should have both won. At least Atlanta wins. So it's a split day, not awful, not good. Short day. We'd like to figure out why, who played on Portland that created a win here, given that they were so injured. That'd be interesting to know. All right, so that's NBA. Now we're going to get to college basketball. And the reason why I wanted to do that last is there are some games going on right now. My alma mater, usually a really good basketball team, Vermont, is unfortunately losing to St. Mary's pretty badly in the second half. UC Riverside is losing to Loyola Marymount, but it's not over. There's 10 minutes left. Georgia Southern is losing to Santa Clara pretty handily in the second quarter. Cal Poly is losing, not by all that much, but losing in the second half. And Wyoming is up by 10, and the Alabama USC game is later. So let's assume all those scores hold for the purpose of our simulation. And let's refresh. How does 28-1 sound? Because that's what it is. And on top of that, I did something else that's really cool, which is I made a calculated spread formula in the Google Sheet. Check this out. For people who ask, what do you get when you subscribe to the Google Sheet? You get access to this in real time. And there's a bunch of people in this thing right now. And you could be one of them as we update stuff, because watch this stuff changes over here. It actually tells you what the correct spread stuff was based on what the actual point projection we had was for the game and whether or not our point projection hit the spread. That's what that is. So we were 17 and 12 on that. If you read this board for its point projections as their true amount and bet the spreads accordingly, basically you bet where the spread was positive here, and you bet the other team when it was negative, the spread cover number. This is the correct one, and it's 17 and 12, which is good. It's good. I mean, you cannot lose if you just bet every team to win that it said that you could, and you bet every team on the spread. You are crushing it. Crushing it. I'll show you why. I mean, you're betting a lot if you do that, but I've never actually tried doing that with a certain amount of money. But like if you bet, say, $5 on a game, that'd be what, 150 bucks, I guess. So you could bet $300 today. If you'd done that with all these games, just bet them to win and bet the spread, you would probably have at least 600 right now, I think, at least. Maybe more. Right? We could figure it out. Point is, but they're not over. Some of those games are not over. But one underdog. Southern, by the way, we had an underdog that won. We had Towson over Massachusetts. I think we had something else too. Oh yeah, this North Alabama game turned into a favorite after I did my video. That makes sense. They were at plus 120. Went down to minus 110. There you go. Sorry, everybody. I apologize for ruining sports betting for everybody. But somebody's got to do the bookies' jobs, right? So, I mean, now USC can get upset. They actually lost a game. And I went into the algorithm here and I was looking at USC previously because they had lost. And they got upset in a previous game. But this team is a lot weaker that they're playing today. Alabama State's a lot weaker, apparently. So they're probably going to win, but they might not cover this 22 and a half because it looks like something was really weirded up in their first game. But, I mean, wowza, right? How does probably 29 and 1 sound on a 30-game day where we create a favorite out of an underdog because I do a video, and then we also catch Towson over UMass? Wow. Just wow. And I know, was there anything to bet here? So you can start to sort this, and you can say sending my money line. I mean, we hit everything as a winner all the way up to 400. So if you'd done a round robin, I could do the formula for this. It did it with like 7 of them. You got these 7 only down to minus 250. Unbelievable. We actually get these lines. All these teams as winners on a round robin annihilated it. That pays at least 10 to 1. If you do like a 17 round robin split up. Oh my goodness, for sure. So that would have been excellent. And you would only have lost. You could have just done that all the way down the line. But then the lines, anything worse than 300s or something is ridiculous. You could have actually stopped it right there. That's how many? 10 of them? I don't think you can do 10. You can usually do like 9 round robin stuff, I think is as high as it goes. My file only goes up to 8, but I've seen 9 as a possibility. I think it might actually be maxed out completely at 8. But wow, I think it might go to 9. Wow. I shouldn't say wow because I told you so. I was like, this day will be between 20 and 9, and it was before there was 29, not 30 games. I was like, oh, it'll be 29 or 27 and 2. It's going to be 29 and 1 is what it's going to be. So no projections for Thursday yet because I'm tired. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do them in the morning, and there'll be a bunch of people in the Google Sheet, and we'll just get them up. I'm sure there are games. I'm going to look at my phone right now. They start at 1 p.m. Fantastic. So I have to get up early for me. And of course, hockey and of course, basketball as well. So good luck, everyone. I hope you got a hold of college basketball. It was the Citadel was the pick of the day. They won, and of course, they covered. They end up winning by 12, 76-16, 70-58. I mean, and I didn't even look at scores, but I'm sure the scores were awesome, right? Let's see. 10th, Yeah. How about 5682 and or 5687 ends up being 5682? How about that? How about that, algorithm? What was this? So here, Colgate, this was closer, but they were on the road. It happens. Towson, the big upset. Had them at a 6% margin after. So they're at 11% margin before the 5% bone. Score is not perfect, but a couple were really good. This is pretty good. And when we hit it right on the nose for someone, I'm just like, wow. Because I'm thinking, if you tried to hit a team score right on the nose, there's a range of about like 40 numbers it could be. Like it could be anywhere between like 40 something and 80 something, probably, that you're going to be guessing. So to hit them more than 1 out of every 40 times right on the button, right, is, I think, pretty incredible. I can write a little formula to do that. Ready? To show you where it happened. We'll do it all the way from the top. We'll see if we're hitting more than 1 out of 40. If this equals this, and I think it's rounded, and say, yay. Otherwise, nothing. I don't know if this is a decibel or not. I'm going to round it just in case to make it sure that it will work. Okay, we're doing that, and then we're doing this. And yep, it does work. So how many yays are there? If and how many yays did I say? What did I do? Is that what I wrote? We're gonna find out. I think that's right. Yeah, I did. Okay, so the answer was, sorry. There's a number here. Should be anyway. No, not working. A. It's gotta be A. There we go. 16 of those in how many games? 16 in 332 games, and equals 332 divided by 16. We are hitting 1 out of every 20 games instead of 1 out of every 40 games, according to my arbitrary guess. All right, that was a long-winded of how accurate the scores are, exactly hitting it on the nose 16 times out of 332. So there you go. And I could write another formula to see how far it is by off by like a point or two as well to kind of get that. That's another number. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. Point is, I do mess around with this even when I am doing what I deem to be much, much more rewarding and influential work, which I'm going to continue doing because I can do both at the same time now. Most of these algorithms are kind of running, but we will spend some time with this. And if you want to purchase the subscription to this, you can. It's up there, and I'm going to start selling single files and things as well for like 30 bucks a pop. If you need to refresh your file and start re-updating it again, I'll have that too for the other sports. All right, guys. So we're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if USC somehow loses, because they did lose. You know, maybe they're just awful or something this year. Who knows? It's possible. So we'll see what happens here, because if we do lose this game, I wouldn't be surprised. It almost makes me want to take Alabama State at a ridiculous line if you can, and watch and see if they accidentally get up and then cash it out. That might be the play here. That game starts at 11. That's all that already started. 45 minutes in. I don't. Why am I not seeing the score? Hold on. I'll tell you what the score is. Oh yeah, it's 1932. So USC probably gonna wake up and play all right. And if they, of course, if they hold, you get 29-1 with just Oklahoma State ruining. I've never had a 30-0 day. I've never had a day where it got everything right and the games were more than like, I think 17 or 18 or something. I don't even think I ever had more than 20 where I've got 20. 30 would have been incredible, especially picking off essentially two underdogs. So there's the algorithm doing its thing. All right. Good luck, everybody. I hope your picks won, and I hope your picks are winning in the future.